fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the wall dash, then I long for my Indiana home. Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new moon haze sends all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana home. Back home again, back home again, back home again.
We're accounted for. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
The tables
Take it
have
away.
been-
The first time ever the tables have been turned. Hi, welcome to the Honda post-game, Hot Central Honda Dealer post-game show brought to you by Josh in the PA booth and John Kluter down the field. John, go ahead and take it away.
This is what the field is like.
It's different.
It's artificial. I'm not sure if you knew, but yeah. No, it's fantastic. Join everyone from a different vantage point after tonight's 1-1 draw against FC Tulsa in our home finale. Brought to you, much like this postgame show, by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Josh had the usual or the different view from up above, where I was down on the field a little more tonight. So it's a little bit of a different perspective from this one, but what we saw was a pretty even contest throughout. Indy 11 came out, really bossed the possession and chances in the first exactly like 27 minutes. And from there, Jordan Farr took over with two big saves, another what we'll call a key intervention to force, I believe it was not DaCosta, but the other attacker for Tulsa, pop up from about 30 yards out that bounced, kissed off the left post, spun back towards goal, but by then Patty Segrist able to recover along with the teammate. We had it in the bag, but Patty cleared the danger, and from there the first half kind of played out evenly to the scoreless finish, and then took a moment of really individual brilliance from Peter Lee Bossel to put Indy on top with, if it's not a goal of the week candidate, we will file an official petition with our friends at the USL Championship headquarters. I think they've had enough of those this week, but we'll let that slide. And then after that, unfortunately, another concession came about 10 minutes later. Sorry, we're sorting some things out on the field here with TIFOs, and so little intervention there. But unfortunately, lead couldn't last. Goal allowed right around the 77th, 78th minute on what I thought could have been deemed a handball, whether it was intentional or not. Service played in deep into the 6. Ball was cleared out, I think, by Kofi. Hit what appeared to be the upper arm, shoulder, for something of
Something.
Tulsa player, but it kept it in the mix. And from there, swept in. I think it was off Maloto, the final goal. Forgive me. Again, down on the field, little difference. Not able to pay as much attention tonight.
Johnson's your goal scorer ultimately.
Yeah.
Giving credit to Johnson for the goal scorer this evening. Again, but it's a play that was a bit of a sloppy play, and I feel like it was kind of a little reminiscent of the rest of the season in some ways. Something you obviously can't control. Ball comes flop in the box like that unless you get a really good clearance. I mean, there's always that 50-50 opportunity to come back the other way. So,
yeah, and little different tonight. Not sure if we're going to be able to get any guys here to join interview wise. They're all actually socializing with fans. Don't want to get in the way of those moments with BYB and some other fans and friends and family. So we're going to let them have their time with the peoples as we always do after our home finale. Feel free to put your comments. Josh Mary Hunter, look at this guy.
He's hiding from us. I like that.
So that being said, still put your comments in whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter or inside the app, wherever you are. Let us know your thoughts on tonight's match, on the season. We'll try to play those out in real time here with Mr. Mason, who was rocking the mic tonight at the mic. And it's not the end of the season. Still one more game to go next Saturday down in Memphis, down in Bluff City. And so year not over just yet. Still 3 more points that can be gained. So we don't want to, I guess, put the final bow on the season just yet. But being the final home game, it does allow us a chance to kind of reminisce about more of a 30,000-foot view on how 2021 went on and off the field. Like you said, I think tonight emblematic of what we saw. A little good, a little could have been little moments could have been cleaned up more. But the effort is still there till the end. Even after we go down 1-1, Indy's pushing the attack. Indy is putting pressure on Tulsa to make them close out the results, which, frankly, they had more in it. Their point tonight clinched the playoff berth, the fourth and final berth in the Central Division. So you face a team couldn't tie up the season series, but you look at how Indy played the top 4 teams overall. It's about a 500 record. So it's let's not paint this season with did we get the ultimately where we wanted to be in the playoffs? No, but there are things that can be taken away that I think are can be positive. The return of Positive John is back for those in the know. I'm trying, but you against our Arteaga all over the field. You saw Bossel's, he flashed some brilliance in the middle of the season. Then he went up to the Reggae Boys to meet up with the Jamaican national team, and we couldn't get him back for a while. And so we saw tonight what he could offer with possibly more consistent time on the field. I think we saw some good things from Abu Sissoko. I think he's a player you want to get a look at a little more to see if he's a guy you want to keep around for next season. And that's, you don't want to say guys are playing tonight for next season. I don't think that's fair to anyone. But the more tape you can get on these guys, the more looks you can get on these guys, it allows decision makers to make more informed decisions, and that's going to be a byproduct of tonight and the Memphis game next week. So I thought an entertaining match tonight. I think there's still some things that could be gleaned from it, even though it's not 3 points. Just a good, solid shift from the guy. I think you saw from Jordan Farr again with that flurry. Another save of the week contender among them on a point-blank header in that, I believe, right around the half-hour mark. So you're able to get one last look at these guys. I hope for those of you here tonight, you enjoyed it. We stayed dry enough. I think throughout the evening, the weather gods complied with us. Fan appreciation night. I know, I was able to meet a couple fans first time here, or second or third time. Really able to enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the experience. And look out here. I mean, folks on the field, post game, enjoying the atmosphere, getting to meet some of their heroes, some of their friends on the team. So in my mind, a successful evening, even if the scoreboard read 1-1 at the end.
I mean, for me, John, this is what you're experiencing on the field now is really what Indy 11's known for, that interaction with fans and the club. This is doing my heart well in regards to be able to see this, even though I'm still stuck in the PA booth. I will tell you, just to see the interaction with the fans, a couple big highlights for me, both on the game experience side. I'll talk about the game a little bit, and obviously I'll talk a little bit about the season as a whole. The one, first and foremost, Ayoze, his 100th appearance. That's 2 players in the same season with Lumet and Ayoze. Great on both those guys. Both been really stalwarts for the club and great people and great representation in the community. So, God, I'm thankful for both of those folks, both those players, and being part of our club for as long as they have been. Then we had the Century Club tonight. Finally, something we kicked off last year that COVID kind of took away because we really wanted to have the appropriate interaction to launch this program. I want to say thank you to all of these fans. I love the amount of passion we're seeing from our supporters in regards to understanding what it means to them to be a supporter and what it means to their experience. And we can only glean and learn more from them to make it better for everyone in the stadium. So congratulations to all those folks and the recognition we took place both pregame and on the field. The TIFOs were great. Obviously, you had the TIFOs that were given out tonight for both AOZA and the BYB as well, for what we call the macaroni necklace TIFO, if you will, for all the different players in the squad.
I'm glad you brought up Io. That's a glaring oversight on my part. The man's still got it, man. He is.
Does he
he
ever?
alone worth the price of admission these last 4 years.
Agreed.
Just watching him shake guys off the ball, watching him gain that half yard of space to pump across into the box of some danger. Got the assist on the goal to Vassal. Simple pass, but the right one. Saul Vassal had, more space than Elon Musk right now, I think. I don't know if that joke lands or not, but I shot for it. I hoped. My biggest hope of the offseason is to have Io back for one more year to build on those 100 caps. And so I don't want to write any career obituaries just yet because we don't know what Io's plans are for 2021 or 2022. But my God, I hope he's back there in Indy and contributing to a team that his services would still be plenty serviceable on.
A couple things from here, John, too. You mentioned it earlier, specifically against our performance against the top of the table, if you will. I have to admit, a highlight for me is always going to be the LIPAC Derby and the fact that we got to play them as many times as we did this year and coming out on the better side of that. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for us this year to build on that for next year as well.
Absolutely. I think just getting back to Carroll Stadium is a highlight. Nothing against Lucas Oil Stadium, a world-class facility of its own, but I think just the team's heart and soul are in this place. So I think we know behind the scenes we worked out a lot of kinks in the old lady here to get it back up to service. We're looking to do more things next year with hopefully, knock on wood, what will be a quote-unquote normal 2022, not just year overall as things improve, but season for us and allow ourselves just a little more normalcy and atmosphere in this place. And we're already at work getting those plans together. So it's going to be, I think those of you who came out this year, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts because it's you went through some growing pains with us again. Appreciate everyone's patience and patronage, but look for more and better things here. As far we can't control this part on the field. That's not us. You don't want us there. We know things. It's going to be another probably active off season on that front. But off the field, you have our word that we'll be looking to tighten things up a little bit, offer more experiences to give you, the Indy 11 faithful, a more pleasurable game day, more active game day experience overall. Think we have some comments, Josh?
I got a couple here. Let me see if anything we can chime on there. I mean, obviously, people looking at next year. We had a question about Hackshaw. Kathy, great question. Can we have an update on Hackshaw's health? We play next week. I don't know, John. I didn't see anything in practice. I haven't heard anything. John, do you have anything there you can comment on?
Good sign back on the 18th tonight. Has been training fully for at least the last week. I would not be surprised to see us close out the season with him. I think it's just going to depend on how many minutes he could give. But I would say if he's 45 ready, you probably expect to see him in the 11 next week. But I'm not Max Rogers, so I can't guarantee that. But I think everyone would love to see Hack, just such an influential member of the squad, back out there for one last go next Saturday down in Bluff City.
A couple comments as relates to the overall season before we kind of wrap things up for the evening. So I want to make sure you get back up to the booth here. A couple big overarching things. We talk about the 2022 season as the whole. To your point, coming back to the mic being the first and foremost, I think, one of the most important elements of our fan experience. Second, I think it would be remiss not to mention Martin Rennie and departure from the team, not as it relates to the good or the bad of it, just the difference it created on the squad side. I would first tell you, I've said out loud many times, I'm appreciative of Martin's efforts here prior to the season. I think he did a wonderful job getting us to where we have. But as anything else, change occurs. That was a big part of our season. Then ultimately, what do we do moving forward? We got a whole 2022 ahead of us to start planning for, to your point.
I got a special guest real quick. Io, just say hello. You're on the post-game show.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. 100.
Hey-o!
What's 100 in Espanol?
100.
100. Senior 100?
100 partidos.
100 partidos.
Yep.
Love it. Thank you, man.
Thank
You're the
you,
best.
guys.
We appreciate
Hey-o!
it.
That's a T-shirt waiting to be made right there. 100 partidos. I need to invest in this immediately.
But those are the things, guys playing 100 games. That's club history, man. That's what I mean. 8 years in now, which is hard to believe, to a certain extent, for those of us who have, like us, have been around in one capacity or another for 8 years now. And it's you always look for things to improve upon, but the thing that counts most is the fans. You look at fans supporting the players. What it's about. It's about building community, and this community has been around for 8+ years, and we're looking forward to finding ways to make it more memorable next. So, without getting too gushy, I'll allow you to wrap it up here, Josh.
Last thing would be Grant Park man of the match. We talk about this every single time. For me tonight, if I were to say, if anyone, Peter Lee is kind of his coming out party in a lot of ways. I mean, I said to your point, he was really stuck with the Jamaican national team for a bit, couldn't make his way back. Really saw what he could provide had we give him even more of a platform, which makes me excited for not only the last game of the season against Memphis, but what could we see more at him potentially in 2022. For you, who's your Grant Park man of the match?
I'm going to throw Patty Segrist into the mix. Couple really important defensive interventions. One, the tracking back on the goal line effort to sweep away the chance around the half-hour mark, and then he put one of the attackers on the turf with the fairest, sternest shoulder challenge you will see around. Late in the match, I think around the 75th minute, to stop what would have been a one-on-one on Farr, but he lined it up like a free safety and just squashed that in the bud to keep the pressure off Jordan Farr. So I for those defensive interventions, I think this was a defensive night. I'm going to make sure Patty's in the mix.
So take those two into consideration. Again, you can vote on Twitter tomorrow and Indy 11's Twitter feeds. You can vote for your Grant Park man of the match. So to wrap up briefly, FC Tulsa, Indy 11 to a 1-1 draw here at Carroll Stadium. Again, away next week. A special guest?
Jordan Farr walking up toga style with his macaroni tifo around his waist. I think he might have given away his shorts. I'm not sure.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the dedication. That's the dedication you get out of Indy 11 supporters, fans, and players alike. So nothing better than wrap that up there across the board there. So again, from Josh and John. And remember, again, next week against Memphis, our last game of the 2021 campaign. Love to have you watch on ESPN Plus. But for John and Josh, John making his way back to the booth.
And also my Indy TV 23, do not forget. Or follow us live, Indy11.com, or at Indy11 Live on Twitter. Presented by Central Indy and Honda Dealers.
So please tune in. On behalf of John and Josh, thank you for all your time and effort in tuning in with us. We know many of you watch after the post-game, if you will. Take a listen on your way home. Hope you like what we have to say. You're always welcome to chime in for future games. And on behalf of John and Josh, we are out of here for 2021.